It's kind of an M peg, peg B1 at Culham, last day of the festival. It's an okay peg. It's not the best peg in the section. I think peg 7 or 8 won a section every day. There's a couple of gaps further up, so they're also M pegs. So there's 1, 2, I think either side of the bridge will be good pegs. So, but yeah, this is where I am. I've fished probably a peg or 2 down before. It's iffy. It's okay. It's not going to be a great weight. You're going to want, I don't know, 6 to 8 pound, I think, for good points. So, but yeah, scratching match, fishing long, I think, because it's very, very shallow close in for a long way out. You can only go up to knee height, but it's going to be a tough day today, I think. We just got to fish a nice tidy match for roach, catch what I can, hopefully catch enough to win. Right, we have a minute to go, and I'm just about to start day 3 at Culham. Although I'm closer to Abingdon than Culham. I'm on the end peg, peg 1, although I can see the guy on the end peg on the Abingdon section just up there, so it's not really an end peg. Looks like 2 pegs up's going to ball it. I'm going to cook mine, I think, and see how we get on. See how knackered I am after cupping half dozen at 11 metres. Basically going to fish top kit line just there, and then 11 metres. Nice and accurate. Five or 6 balls there, and then that's at 15 metres, where the most of the flow is. For that short line. This is the hardest part of the day, just doing this. I want to be nice and accurate. Tend to throw if I'm chucking at 13, and on a hard day fishing 14, 15 minutes, just prefer the accuracy of cupping. Hard work, especially after yesterday. I had to chuck in a bit yesterday. I can't be bothered to cup the last one in. That one can go back in the bowl. A bit of hemp. A few casters. Because I'm knackered. Yeah. Very quick look on this rig. Clustering rig. You never know. And then I'll swap to my light rig the rest of the day, I think. Put that in there for now. Red maggot. The old faithful red maggot. Bomb it straight down. This is 11 metres. Bomb it straight away, it's a good sign. Bad sign that I missed it. Good days. I potted in top kit out as well, just as a throwaway line. I know there's a few little widgeon and perch and things. If it's hard, I might catch a few. There's a band of weed from 2 metres to about 8 metres. I've had to cut a load of it out with my blade. I couldn't even get a plummet in. That's how bad it was. Another day. I've had that on for a little while, that fish. It's only probably an inch, 2 inches shallower at 11 than a 15. There's quite a lot of flow once you get past 13 metres. Surprising. This rig is just set up for the start. I'm not expecting to use it very much. Once the peg calms down, I'll switch to my bodied floats the rest of the day, I think. This is just a bagging rig. Just to bosh it through all the bits in the surface layers. I think £6 to £8 to win this section. Maybe less being the third day. It's not a very good section this anyway, but the end peg, well, there's a couple of gaps where the donkey bridge is, and they're the best pegs in the section. There's depth on the inside and flow on the inside, because it goes round in a bend. Oh, missed that one. Let's see if I have it again. Yeah, so the full flow hits that, and there's a bit of a river confluence there as well. So it's got everything going for it. So even though I'm technically an end peg, I don't think it's a great end peg. This is a good sign, isn't it? Roach, straight away. No messing at the start. 6 to 8 flick. 09, 16 inch. I fully expect to be fishing a 20 or an 18 most of the day. Not going to loose feed anything just yet. See what we can catch on these balls for a bit. Too soon. Just keep an eye and see what they're catching. That's why I put this rig up, because I like fish up in the water. Bronze maggot on. I might quickly swap this to an 18 as well. If it's not very good, but so far so good. 2 days in a roach and a bite every chuck. The sun's already blaring, so going to be a difficult day, I think. I'm hoping I've got the shadow of those trees to cast to if it's hard.
Well, I'm hoping it's not hard and I can just catch on the pole, but I've got a little feeder rod set up. I think my bait's been snaffled. Yep. Proper caster on straight away. Early look. There's something. I've turned these myself. Beautiful big caster. I think I'll be catching on maggots and pinkies early. Sorry, maggots and casters early, and then pinkies late. That's an early look on the caster for not a sniff. Right bottom of the peg hold. Thought it'd be a good gin. Plenty of those in the river at the moment. He's full of bait as well. It's deep enough a touch. Pop a maggot on again. Nice big red maggot. I won't give it much longer, I'm going to go on that long one. And we'll start loose feeding a few maggots and casters over the top, just dinking it. I've got 2 bleak rigs set up as well today. Fully expecting to have to short line for bleak in the middle part if it goes rubbish. Surprising how much flow there is on the river. Oh, gudgeon. As much as I like catching gudgeon, I'm going to have an early look long, because I'm sure there's a chance of some nicer roach long. These bleak are worth catching, you see, at that size. One more bleak and then we'll pop a caster on. I nearly didn't set this bombing rig up, but then I saw the amount of bleak top in. It'd be silly not to. Bomb it straight down, gram and a half Olivet, 2 number 9 droppers. Do a bit of caster. Let's go down to an 18. That's what we want to see. That's a dace. I'm not begrudging a dace, but a roach would be a better sign. They pulled him out of the weed. Happened to me a lot yesterday as well, diving in the cabbages. It's thick string of weed. That was on a pinky. There's definitely a lot of fish there. I'm missing a lot of bites, so I think there's some gudgeon and silly fish there, but there's also some roach amongst them. I put a caster on, just seems to miss everything. My best roach so far has come to a pinky, but subsequent put-ins, tiny fish on the way down. So I'm bombing a pinky down again now. Roach. That one got down yesterday. If I can get down, they'll have it. Ooh, that's gone around some weird. Stay away, stay away. It's a chunky little roach, you know, I don't mind catching them. I'll drop short again in a sec because they might be there as well. Actually, it's a bit closer to the shipping. At least I get my range for loose feeding. I'm just going to keep thinking a bit of a bit of caster. Nothing silly. Nothing like the volume I fed yesterday. There's any point coming off these at the moment. You know, 6 to 8 pounds a target. I'm happy to catch these all day long. Yeah, told you. Oh, a little dace. They all add up. Get the red maggot back on. Short line, I think. Wind's really naughty now. I guess he's a budging. No. Little dace again. Full of little dace, this river. Big boat chugging along. Please don't go over my line. I'm going to stir things up a bit, innit? To get in a fight with her. Well, looks her. Oh yeah, proper stirred it up. Let's see. Hopefully that's not wrecked it. Just had a nice roach. And I've just swapped to a much more normal rig, gram. Still fishing an 18 flat nickel to 08. But it's a gram, 3 number 10 droppers, and I've got 3 to 5 slick in this, so I can wallop the hook and not bump anything. I've just pricked a few, obviously taken a little bit light today, so this ultra soft elastic, it's not going to be a bagging match, so I'm happy to use light stuff and get everything in. Be funny if I hook anything really big, but it's just really soft and cushioning this 3 to 5. I've had another look short and just a few little dace. Oh, and one tiny little perch. So we'll leave that alone for a bit. We'll keep dinking a few casters over it, but we're going to do most of the loose feeding at 14-15 metres. But these are nice little chunky roach, they're not like massive, but they're not bad. And that's a dace. I think that's what a lot of the missed bites are these days. They're nice, aren't they? Oh, I nearly dropped him back. I'm fishing 2 or 3 inches off the deck. I'm going to pop a pinky back on in a sec because it doesn't feel like the upper layers are solid. Saying that, just in 2 little fish top. We'll carry on as we are. That's the only reason to chuck that feeder. Lightly dinking some empen casters all day. Might even catch a few well off the deck. Little chublets or something perhaps as well. That's the longest I've gone without a bite now, so we'll have to juggle something. Running it right down the peg. We'll have another quick look on a pinky and then we'll go over depth again. Yeah, not touch that. Nice big pink here. I say I'm using an 18, but it's like some manufacturer's 20s. This. So, it's not a massive look. So it's a top 3 rig, but I'm swinging them on the top 4 because the elastic's so light. It was a real gentle bite. Do away with these, just need to catch some bigger ones amongst them. So let's deepen up a little bit. See what happens. No bleak trouble. To be fair, the bleak haven't been a problem all 3 days. It's been little tiny chublets and they're tiny days. A lift bite. Slightly better roach. Yeah. Pop the caster back on. And it's lighter rig and it's gone straight away, which is good. Gives me confidence to carry on loose feeding them. Some gas going to have to go on now. Well, we had 2 slightly better ones on caster, then a tiny dace, and then I can't get a bite on a caster again. Just come back off the deck with Pinky and had a nice little run, a little roach. It's just up and down a bit at the moment. Actually, that's the furthest I've gone on the peg without a bite. So unless it's been snaffled. I think these fish are off the bottom even more now. I'm only an inch or 2 off the deck. I reckon they're yeah, that was a lift bite. Let's come another 6 inches off the deck. Yeah, chunky little roach. Don't mind catching these all day. the deck and have a little roach. And top up with one little ball, laced with pinkies. Big boat's just gone straight over my line, because I pricked a couple of roach just before it. I dropped in at 11 quarter roach and then tangled my rig. So I'm going to pop this in and then sort this rig out. And hopefully they'll be there again. I've got other rigs, but this rig's working well, so I don't want to change it. That's a good sign. Straight after topping up, it's a better roach. Got to net them because I'm on a much larger elastic now. Can't be doing with this rig pinging off again. It's a great sign after topping up with one little ball. Halfway through, and I feel like I'm doing alright. I'm a bit quiet, so I've flopped in a ball twice, just a little squeeze ball, full of pinkies, and I've had a response each time, so doesn't sound like they're catching to my left. You just never know. I had a little run off the deck. Now they're, because I've been putting those balls in, they're hard on the bottom now. Keep popping these in, we'll catch 6 to 8 pound, which is my target. I think we'll get my target if I carry on like this. You might want £10 to win the section. We shall see. I haven't tried hemp on the hook yet, but this keeps going under on a pinky, so no need to at the moment. I reckon a good roach short on the 11 metre line, and I reckon a pike had it almost straight away. Then I went in and had a little perch and then nothing. And my long line died as well at the moment. So let's have a quick look. A very quick look. Short where I've been throwing some pinkies. Not really expecting anything to happen, but you never know. This is like a bleak rig really. It's only a number 2 elastic. See if there's anything there. Might be a few perch. Good fun on a 2 elastic. Sometimes a few gudge in there. I'm just gonna give it literally this one look and that's it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 and a bit. No, that's that. That's my one and only look on that line. But I might still pick these up. I think there's some bleak about. A few inches off the deck on the long line. I'm going to have one quick look over that ball. It's weird, the top up worked on my long line twice, but it's not worked on the short line. Might be because the proximity of the weed and some pikey pikes. Next step is to go on the lighter rig with a 20 hook. See if that makes a difference. Not convinced. I just think they've backed off. Get back on that long line. Where the action's going to be. I have got some bread I'm contemplating putting in later as well. We'll try without it to begin with. I'm not feeding so much caster now because I'm just not getting bites on caster. I've only had 3 fish on it all day. I've got my 16 metre section as well, which may or may not come in. There's a shadow now at about 18 metres, so maybe the roach have just backed off into that shadow. I've gone from having a roach chuck to nothing. But I do think a pike's been in my peg. Gone, 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 gone. It was going so well, wasn't it? 2.5 good hours of catching, and now they've completely gone on both lines. Not so much as a bite. Not even a nuisance little fish. Each time I've topped up, I've had a little flurry of roach. So I've just topped up again, and I'm praying I might just spur a few more, but it just seems to, you put a little ball in, you might catch 2 or 3 and have to keep doing it, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. This is my 3rd top up now, and I've got a feeling it's not going to work. I might just have to wait for him to return. The other option is to pop some bread in. But see, the sun's come out now, and the shadow line is probably about 16 metres now. So it's just whether we just wait for him to return, start a 16 metre swim, or start a bread swim. If I start a bread swim, it will be down the peg, right out of the way. Probably still 14 metres. But I've had nothing down the peg, everything's been bang on the balls. There must be a load of casters on the bottom because they're not eating them. It's been a weird 3 days for casters. Everyone's been catching on them early, and then that's been it. It's been a very odd bleak topping. Let's just see if we can catch one. Tempted just to flick a few pinkies in as well. Deeper. A lot deeper. Probably half depth now, still can't catch a bleak. Been flicking a few pinkies in, not so much as a sniff. ball of bread. Right down the peg. Hopefully there's a few there. Ooh, trying my best to throw him back. Slippery little sucker. There's fish there, that's the main thing. They're there, just can't hit them. Fishing 20 to 07 now. Slightly finer nickel hook. Could just be a load of tiny fish there, I just don't know. In fact, I was getting bites and I wasn't getting a single bite before it is a good sign. Be a tiny little roach, I reckon. Yeah. I bet they're smaller than that, the ones we're missing. Got an hour and a quarter to go and I'm finally catching another little roach on bread. But the bites are terrible on bread. I'm fishing a 20 to 07. But I think a lot of them are tiny roach. Little immature things. I'm losing my rag a bit now because peg's full of rubbish now. Just all collected in front of me. I'm struggling to ship out without hooking it. My first bite's for 2 hours on the ground bait line. Don't know if that coincides with the fact that there's a shadow there now. Big shadow. I did top up with a big ball, nothing, but I've just had a little dace on it. My bread line's gone rubbish, but I had a little run with pinkies over bread. Hopefully there'll be a little run here now. If I don't get a sign, I'll have to top up the bread line. Scorching hot now. No wonder the fish have stopped feeding.
I'll say that's very good. Alright? Yeah. That's very good, mate. So can you stand there? That's so.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That's not there.
It, yeah.
Oh, we're going to cheat, yeah?
I could put a little imprint
Yeah,
on your head.
yeah.
Just my nose goes in the shadow now.
5, 10, 12.
Oh,
That's very good. In there then, Bob. Just take a photograph. I can't tell you, but that's very good. Yeah. Good enough, yeah.
Well, there you go. That concludes 3 very enjoyable days on the River Thames. Frustrating at times, very, very frustrating, especially with pike. Did someone say pike? Yes. Yeah, 3 enjoyable days. I felt I fished pretty well. I've ended up with 2 seconds and a 5th, which has given me 9 points, and you needed 7 to scrape into the top 10. But looking at my 24-man zone results, I've had 2 fourths and a 5th. 2 fourths and a 6th in my 24-man zone. So I'm more than happy with the amount of fish I've caught. I've just been unlucky on the zones, I think, at times, and certainly those pike that I had on day one absolutely destroyed my chances of making the top 10, which I knew straight after day one, really. So but can't knock the fishing I've had. 14.5 pound of roach on day one. Most enjoyable day was day 2, where I've had an 8 pound of roach on waggler and long pole and casters and tears and things. That was lovely, really, really nice fishing. And then day 3, difficult fishing. Always going to be difficult after 3 days, and the sun really came out and really affected things as well. I drew a very not the best section in the world, lots of gaps and stuff in that section. So yes, I was technically an end peg, but there were some gaps, and as I expected, Matt Herbert, who was on peg 7, paralysed the section. He actually won the whole zone. that peg's won the section the previous 2 days as well, and Matt's a fantastic angler anyway, so he's not going to make any mistakes. But actually, looking at the results, he's done exceptionally well. So yeah, he won the section and I was second in section. Happy with that. I had a really good couple of hours. Then it went really poor. The sun came out, that shadow came out, and maybe I could have fished the other half of the river a little bit more, chucked a waggler or something like that. But I was confident that they'd come back in the last hour. And actually swapping to bread in that last hour or last 90 minutes proved decisive. My camera batteries had pretty much run out at that point, but I actually had a really good run of roach. Missed no ender bites at the start. I'm sure there's little tiny fish in the peg, and then it settled down, swapped to pinkies, caught a few better roach, and it just seemed to settle the peg a little bit. Pop the bread back on, a little 4mm punch on a 20 hook. I tried going down to a 3mm punch and going up to a 5-6mm punch. 4mm was best, as it often is for me, and I had a nice little run on bread, and that definitely gave me a second wind. Really, the peg was devoid until I put that ball of bread in, and yeah, I had a nice little run to the end, and that brought me over the finish line with £5.10. Now I actually thought I had a bit more than that, to be honest, and I did the previous day as well, so the fish are obviously weighing a little bit light. I wasn't far off. I thought I've got £6 plus and I've weighed 5.10, so not too far off. But yeah, really enjoyable fishing. Thoroughly enjoyed that. I must say well done to the top three. Tom Hobbs was third, Richard Chafe was second, and Calvin Tallett, who paralysed the day one in my section off the M peg at Abingdon with £23 a roach. He's made no mistakes the next 2 days as well. He's had 3 fantastic days fishing, very well deserved, and he ended up the 2021 Thames Festival champion. So well done, Calvin, and well done to the organisers. Faultless match really, and just a thoroughly enjoyable event. 72 of us all fishing on the River Thames. There's not enough matches like that on the Thames really for me, because it's just a brilliant river. I really enjoy fishing there. Hopefully I can fish the festival again next year. Always interesting fishing, changes all the time, and we'll see what the weather brings and what the pike activity brings and everything next year. So but don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on another live match.
Smile, you miserable lot.
We've enjoyed ourselves. We have, yeah.
Say pike.
No, I never had a single pike.
Sausage? Oh no.